Welcome back to another video. And on this one, let's talk about 5 things. 5 things that you need to fix in order to improve guitar playing. All right, first thing that you need to fix is your posture. Most of the time when people are learning how to play, it's very easy to slouch whenever you're playing. So make sure that when you're playing and you're sitting in your chair for many hours throughout the day, hopefully every day, and you need to get as comfortable as possible. So sit up straight, make sure that your back is as straight as it can be to be very comfortable so we can avoid the back problems. We can avoid the tension that's going to be created whenever we're slouching. The first thing that you should probably address if you're uncomfortable playing the guitar is to fix your posture. But that also goes with maybe using the right support. So I love to use the footstool. It's what I think is the most comfortable for me. Over time, some people start to have back problems because your left leg is elevated for a long period of time, and that can have some strain on your back. Now, instead of using a footstool, maybe experiment using a guitar support in order to be as comfortable as possible when we're playing the guitar. Now, there are many different guitar supports out there. I'll have a couple linked down below in the description that I've used, that I've tried, that I like, but I always seem to go back to the footstool anyway, so I just kind of kept with that. But there is a new one that I want to try, and I think I've said that before in another video. I really need to get it. But I'll have links in the description so you can check them out. Also, make sure that the chair that you sit in is really comfortable and is also at the proper height that you desire. So if your chair is adjustable, experiment playing with a chair that's a little bit taller than you would normally play, and then go for the reverse and try to make your chair lower than you normally keep it, and see which one is the most comfortable for you. All right, second thing that you need to fix is your wrist position. There are many beginner guitar players that are going to have a really bad wrist position. Most of the time, students are going to have a wrist that's bent outwards, and sometimes I see guitar players have their wrist bent inwards. You really don't want to put a lot of strain on those muscles, especially if you're going to be practicing for many hours in the day. So make sure that your wrist is going to be straight for most of the time that you're playing the guitar. Now, you can of course bend your wrist a little bit if you find that to be more comfortable, or if you're going to use some kind of effect. Make sure that there's a reason why you're bending your wrist in order to play. But once you're finished with that reason, then go back to normal position and have a straight wrist so your muscles aren't strained and you get hurt later on. All right, and the next thing is learn the fretboard. It's so important to learn the fretboard. And I'm guilty of this too when I started playing the guitar. I mainly knew like the first position or so, and I got by for a while. But as the pieces got more and more difficult, I found out that it was very crucial to learn the rest of the fretboard. Not only did it open up more possibilities for me, because then I can come up with interesting fingering, so I can play the pieces the way I want to play them. Now, this is going to be your craft, your art. So why not just know anything and everything about it? Learn the fretboard. Try to learn the fretboard either by playing scales, and then whenever you're playing those scales, call out the notes that you're playing in order to help you learn the fretboard, or figure out some kind of technique, and maybe play a piece that can help you learn the fretboard. I think it's what, Villabos Prelude 4? Yeah, I think it's 4 that has a section in it that he utilizes most of the fretboard. So maybe give that piece a try. And the next thing, don't just play the piece over and over again from beginning to end, thinking that you're gonna improve that piece. It's gonna take forever in order to learn that piece and play it well if that's all you're gonna be doing. Now, it is really important to play a piece from beginning to end, but that means you're in the playing stage of that piece. Make sure that whenever you sit down and you wanna play the guitar, that you're gonna be either playing the music or you're gonna be practicing the music. There is a difference when it comes down to that. Playing really means just you wanna play the piece from beginning to end without stopping. So if you make a mistake, you can really learn to just keep going and not stop whenever you're playing that piece. Or maybe you just want to play the piece just to see if you have it under your fingers again. It's something old, or you just want to keep it up so you don't lose it. There are many reasons why you want to play the piece, but whenever you're practicing, you really want to focus on specific things that are difficult. So this could be maybe a measure or a phrase or a page in the music, whatever the case is, and however far along you are, you need to figure out how you can practice those sections in order to improve them. So that could mean maybe playing really slow. and really analyze what your fingers are doing in order to find maybe a problem that you're having, or maybe a difficult spot is a chord shift. So you want to focus on that chord shift in order to improve it. Or maybe you can do some speed bursts or something like that. Find a way to practice that piece so you can get it as perfect as you possibly can. Now, this next one kind of contradicts the previous one, but move on to other parts of the music. Don't just get stuck on one specific part. A lot of guitar players get stuck on playing the same section of the music over and over and over again. And sometimes it's even just the beginning. They just get stuck on the beginning. But it's really important that you don't dedicate too much time to one section, because after a while you're going to be fatigued. Your mind is going to be thinking about other things. So move on to another part of the piece and work on something else. Or you want to work on the phrase and the melody line in another part of the section. Make sure that you practice other parts of the piece so you don't get hung up on one thing, and then it'll take longer to learn that piece as well, and it just doesn't become enjoyable. So are any of these things giving you a hard time from improving your guitar playing? If so, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to see how you fix some of these problems. Well, that's it from me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll put all my links down in the social, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.